that Dixie card counters is this brand out of the South, and they're just the sweetest people, but their packaging is hideous. And their baked goods, their low-carb baked goods are really, really good. And they don't use artificial sweeteners. I mean, they have a lot going for them. But they package them in, I don't know, it's like, I know you guys are from the South, you know, but, you know, don't they have marketing out there? My name is and this is my store, The Low Carb Life, and I'm the owner and proprietor. I first heard about Atkins many years ago when he started in the 70s. I learned a lot about him as I got into learning about the products, the Atkins products, and I went to trade shows and things like that. And yeah, he's a real celebrity, and he had lots of pictures of him and his image and things like that were used to publicity materials. I pretty much eat what I want. I avoid fruit juices and any sort of concentrated source of carbohydrates like fruit juices, white sugars, that kind of thing for the most part. If you're dieting on the Atkins diet, you stick with high protein, and you can have animal fats and anything like that in the morning. Which is where the legend of the bacon and eggs comes from. But you don't have to go to bacon and eggs, there's other things. There's also cereals and things like that that are available. On induction, early though, you gotta stick to the basics. Vegetables, more protein at lunch, fibrous vegetables whenever possible. A little bit of fruit would be berries and that kind of thing. They're great for antioxidants. And dinner, pretty much the same thing. You can get your protein from anywhere. It doesn't have to be animal protein. You can have other stuff too. Soy is really, really, really popular. The flax is a wonderful, I guess it's a grain. I think it's actually a seed. It's a flaxseed, yes, of course it is. The industry as far as supplying products is changing a lot. And there's been a lot of products that have come and gone, or in the process of going, that quite simply didn't taste very good.
Hello, we're food experts. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Becky Bain. I tried a bazillion diets my entire life, and then a bunch of my friends are doing Atkins this summer, and they lost like a bazillion pounds. So I thought, why not? So I tried it for a week and a half, and that's it. That's as far as I got. Cause at first it was like, I can have all this meat and cheese, and it's wonderful, but you can't eat like half the things that you can easily make at home. So it's really hard to be a college student and not have mac and cheese. You can only have the cheese part, I guess.
That's true, no mac for you.
No mac at all, which was the worst part. And it got really bad because after a week and a half I was obsessing about food, what I was going to eat next, and it made me hate life. And I got really depressed.
Okay, so you like normal tasting food then?
I can have some diet food, but on the whole I like to have taste in what I eat.
Okay, well let's get started.
Notice how it says low carb a lot bigger than it does apple juice, because apple juice in this product is not very important.
Just the low carb. To carbs.
If you have to have apple juice on your Atkins diet, I guess this will pass because it kind of looks like apple juice, but it's really watered down.
We are now eating gourmet soft almond brittle from Low Carb Creations. Only 3 net carbs per serving. Doesn't that sound delicious?
Well, since on Atkins you're only allowed 20 a day, they better be damn good.
Well, according to the website for this product, this is a yummy morsel and a little taste of heaven. So, see if we agree with that. I wouldn't really call it a little taste of heaven.
I think heaven has some carbs in it. More than
It's more like a little taste of purgatory. It's not that bad, but I'm still waiting for some carbs here.
It's not as mediocre as purgatory, though.
Yeah. One step above purgatory.
In fact, I'll have a little bit more. So I think that's a good grade. The fact that I'm still eating more.
6 grams of net carbs.
And there are 14 chips.
It's an adequate amount.
I'd say
of
2
chips.
handfuls.
I don't really see very much flavoring on these chips.
They look
The
pretty
regular
plain.
Cooler Ranch are really covered in flavoring, and this looks like a tortilla chip.
See, I'm not a fan of any kind of ranch of chip form, so we'll see how I feel.
Tastier than it looks. But then the aftertaste is kind of bland.
No, I think they feel like a good alternative.
I guess.
I could do these.
There you go.
Well, we're all exploiting the craze, so that's okay. I mean, if you look hard enough, you'll see I have Skippy peanut butter chunky low carb style over there. I think that with Coke, they came out with that product C2, which was their sort of low carb products, supposedly, but it wasn't very low carb relative to what the diet dictates as being low carb. And I don't think it was really ever meant to be a low carb product until they decided to launch it. So I'm happy that it didn't succeed, but I don't think it didn't succeed because it wasn't a good low carb product. It just wasn't a very good product.
I feel like that it starts off regular and the aftertaste is diet, and that just kind of confuses me.
Yeah.
I'm still drinking it.
Yeah.
No, see,
Not really gonna stop.
if the aftertaste was regular, that might raise my grade. But who really likes Diet Coke?
I like Diet Coke. People who like Diet Coke a lot.
They shouldn't. Because it's really
I
just...
think we're getting into another
It's
debate
really
here.
just for less calories is the only reason I would drink
But
it.
once you get used to it, it's much better.
It's not for taste.
It is for taste.
Don't go there.
Let's try a cookie. So, on the website for these cookies, they are called 4-ounce packages of Pure Delight. Let's see if this is Pure Delight. I'm not delighted. Are you delighted?
It tastes like Play-Doh.
I just like lemon Play-Doh.
F.
Yeah, I wouldn't really recommend these cookies whatsoever for delight or any other sort of emotion other than vomiting. Is that an emotion?
I don't think emotion is vomiting.
Well, that's what emotion I'm feeling right now. Buy cookies.
They're okay if you're having a cheap party.
Well, I'm kind of hoping for a little more than a turn because I have a whole store here, so you can kind of see where I bet on, already bet mine. But I think that it is becoming more mainstream. I think that my challenges are to find like products that are locally made or made by smaller companies that provide attributes that reflect that. So I always look at the saturated fats. I always look at the fat content as well as the carb content of stuff because I think just as everybody's saying things like, well, how much fat does it have or how much sodium does it have and that kind of thing, the carbohydrate level, it will just be added to their list of things that they look up on the nutrition label.
Now there are 160 calories and 14 carbs? No, 2 carbs.
Only 2 carbs.
2 net carbs. I'm just gonna try some of yours. Now, what are these? These are Morning Start?
Yes, creamy cinnamon
Cinnamon bun. Ooh, I have high expectations. They're okay.
I think they're pretty good.
Alright, some things come better without carbs. Who knew?
Good job, Morningstar bars.
Yeah, I think that the media helps foster public health risk because they do people a disservice by promoting things the way that they do. I mean, I don't necessarily think that people should spend the next 6 months eating nothing but steak and broccoli either, quite honestly. You know, I mean, and that's not really what the Atkins diet is about. People are sort of just like sort of in the zone where they just sort of want to lower their carbs. There are certain things that are exaggerated, of course, that are, if you know anything about the diet, that you just sort of roll your eyes at. You can't help but do that. I guess there are a certain percentage of people that won't read the book or won't pick up any other thing except what they hear on the local news or, you know, wherever the media, you know, promotes it. And run with that, you know, I suppose, but that's too bad. I don't think most people do.
We now have a no sugar added cheesecake, key lime flavored, from Low Carb Creations, which has been described as smooth, mouth-watering texture that can't be beat, and guaranteed to bring a smile to any dessert lover's face. So, are you a dessert lover?
I have to admit that I am.
Alright, we'll see if this,
And I'm from New York, where New York cheesecake originated. So...
Is that where New York cheesecake originated?
Yes, the very New York. Well, doesn't this look tempting? I can't get it out. 20 grams of fat or lower carbs? Really? Which would you rather have? We're still eating it, which means it's good. Personally, I'd rather have fat in other forms.
Okay.
People are still very, very, very nervous about saturated fats. And I'm a business person, so what I'm trying to do is to bring it around to levels that they feel safe with and suggest things that they feel safe with that are low carb but may not be as high in saturated fats as is permitted on the diet. You've got to find your comfort zone. You may not lose weight as fast that way, but some people are happy with that. I still love pizza, and I have low carb pizzas and things like that, which I eat occasionally.
You know why this is low carb? Because this is the thinnest pizza I've ever seen in my entire life.
We tried to make a pizza, a low carb pizza. Didn't really work. It's kind of,
If you notice how thin it is, that's where all the carbs have gone missing.
overall, verdict, low carb food versus regular food.
Regular food. Some things aren't bad if you have to be on a diet and watch your weight and everything, but really, why are you eating something that tastes like crap?
And there you have it, from a food expert.